Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here and welcome to BMTV. This week we're somewhere different. We are in sunny but chilly Wales and we're here to meet a gentleman called Stuart Davies. Stuart's the owner of Beyond Balloons and Stuart's doing something a bit different and quite large right here. So I think we should go inside quickly and see what it is that he's doing. So what Stuart is doing, he is creating an amazing, huge balloon creation for his local community council. Now Stuart's been doing this for a few years now, and he is doing it because there's a public thing tomorrow, everybody is coming in, it's a Christmas sort of magic wonderland sort of thing. And Stuart does this to stretch himself, to learn how to manage big balloon jobs, but also he opens the opportunity up to others in the industry and they pay to come along and to learn how to be a team member on a large balloon job like this and learn things that they may not ever have learned working alone. So we've asked everybody here, why is it they have come and paid for this and what is the value they see in it? So what's brought you here today to help Stuart with this?
The training side and the experience was the biggest thing for me.
Probably learn new skills.
It sounded like a really exciting thing to be involved in.
You can't ever have enough training.
Even though I've been doing it 10 years, there's always something new to learn.
So I'm here today representing Qualatex. Obviously the balloons we're using today are all Qualatex balloons.
Stuart's one of my customers and is someone we regard really highly in the industry, so I was really honoured that he invited me down for a day.
Every time you work with different instructors, even different customers, different areas, you can learn so much. It may be the smallest tip, but it just goes, wow.
Networking with other people, I mean, what you learn just being involved with other people is amazing.
In the first half hour I picked up 5 or 6 really top tips, being fairly new to it.
I find Stuart's really inspirational, so I wanted to see how he does it. So if someone approaches me, at least I've got some idea, and then I can go to someone like Stuart and say, right, I've got this job, maybe, what can we do?
I think that's what Stuart's trying to encourage as well, is people, even though you might be a competitor day to day, you can come together and create.
There's enough work for everybody.
Bigger,
There's enough work for everybody, and you never know when you might need that other person.
What I'm really excited by is this bigger build and more corporate work.
It's giving you the inspiration, giving you the ideas to actually move your business forward.
Just to give me the confidence to go and pitch to another client and say, would you like this? Because if I can do it with Stuart, I can do it on my own.
A lot of people obviously working from home don't always go and get involved, and I think that's really important.
Where else are you going to go and say something like this?
Go for it. If you get the opportunity to go and do it, go and do it. Absolutely, yeah.
So here we are joined by the man himself, the creative genius behind this thing behind us. So Stuart Davies, thank you for talking to us and thank you for inviting us here and letting us see this.
No problem.
First of all, I'd like to, it's the first time we've met, but I'd like to find out a little bit more about you, your business, how long you've been in the industry. What can you tell us?
Okay, I own a business called Beyond Balloons. I've been in the industry 4 years and 4 months now, and so relative newcomer.
Yeah, you are creating amazing beasts like this. I mean, that's fantastic. I've seen some of your other work as well, and it is a true inspiration. But you've obviously today, you've managed to get people from within the industry to come and help you. Why do you do this, and why do you invite other people to help you?
It's blackmail.
Okay.
I know something about everybody this year. No,
you heard it here first.
Seriously, you have to have training as the bedrock of how your business is going to develop, how you're going to move forward. Because each time you take another step, you have to think about your training first. What are my skill needs, and how do I fill those to be able to take my strategy forward? I actually developed this strategy about 4 years ago, and that was when we first did a balloon build here. And I realised there was a distinct lack of involvement and knowledge in bigger builds. If I hadn't done the big build last year, I wouldn't have been ready to do London Pride for Walt Disney. So we saw where we needed our skill set to increase, and we plugged it ourselves. We do go on all the Qualatex training, we go to WBC, but sometimes you have to think of your own training and your own development. Why do they come? I think we're offering them something different. We're offering them something unstructured, which is what big builds can often be like. You can have the best plans in the world, but you get into a venue, get into a place, and suddenly say, you can't use this room, there's no electricity, there's no transport, and you have to think on your feet, and you have to change plans. The plans change today. Is what we delivered what I envisaged a week ago? No, it's not. But we've delivered, and we've delivered something that's going to perform tomorrow when the Christmas event happens. For everybody to see that situation of having to make the decision because we didn't have the time to deliver and what you do and getting people involved, it's probably the first time for many of these guys.
I think that's what's come out. Talking to a lot of them, they say they really like working with other people that they don't get to do, and learning, even if it's a little tip here and there, just one thing that somebody says, oh, that's a great way of doing it, and they love it. But I think it's definitely come across that it's the working together to achieve something that they like.
If you put together all the small parties, big parties, massive events, weddings, and said, our balloon industry in the UK is worth this amount, and we said that little pie is what we're all fighting for. I think there is huge potential to find more of those pies or to expand the pie. For instance, Walt Disney International, I didn't take that job off anybody. That job did not exist. And subsequently, the 3 jobs I did for them later did not exist. So I expanded
the market.
And that's what I'm looking to teach people is the market can be grown, and it's all of our responsibilities. It's the small shops, it's the big shops, but you're only going to grow it by focusing on things that other people are not focusing on. If you're fighting over the little bits of trade, the small amount of weddings that are in your area, then you're not going to grow the market and you're not going to reach your full potential. That's the exciting thing about it, is seeing some of these guys over the next year start expanding and thinking of things in a different way.
I think if anything, you've managed to change some of their perception of what the industry can be. But I think everything you just said is absolutely spot on. But of course, how do you get there? You've got to invest in yourself.
In this country, the majority of balloon businesses is a single person. And that is a frightening prospect, because there's no contingency planning in there. If someone breaks their arm, which one of our trainees did last week, what happens to their business? It's fortunate they've got a really good relationship with another balloon artist who also happens to be on this course, and they are able to work together to actually ensure that our business doesn't fail. Because 6 weeks not working, A, you're not going to get any money in, and B, other people are going to take your jobs. You know, so it's about working in partnership with people. It's about developing your skills. It's about having a sound plan, and you know, the sky's the limit.
Stuart, that is absolutely fantastic. Thank you for all of that. But what I really want to do now, Stuart, is we've got to go and have a look at this.
Okay, I'm not sure if it's quite finished, but we can have a look.
I think we should look at it anyway.
Great.
All right.
Okay.
Brilliant.
So one of my favourite characters, the Nutcracker, changes moustache. I love big designs. I love selling air. We could make this design this tall, but fundamentally it would take about the same amount of time to make it, because you'd have all the same amount of twists, the same amount of balloons. Size is important when it comes to balloons, I believe. People do see things, and the bigger they see them, the more they think they cost. So the difference in materials between a Nutcracker that size and that size is probably the difference of about £4 to £8. Yet the difference for a sale version from there to there is probably 10 times.
Wow.
So
that's phenomenal. That's great. I see why you like them so much.
Quick links.
The
initial idea that we had was about not worrying about the children, but thinking about the adults. And we always think about the adults because the children don't buy the balloons. Adults buy balloons. I think it was Ted Varner said to me, he said, there's a child in every adult that we try to get out, and balloons help that, and big scale balloons help because they look around and they think, oh wow, you know, even adults love Disney when they go to Disneyland. So big is good. It's always colourful. few little tweaks on the job. Yeah, so candy canes, presents, the Christmas tree. We're just looking to give a bit of items to look at. This path is taking you through to Santa's Grotto.
Okay.
So apart from waiting and being able to view it, what it's doing is actually adding an extra queuing area.
Yeah.
So people have got the ability to look around and not think, oh, I'm in a boring queue waiting. So anybody outside doesn't realise they've got to be waiting 20, 25 minutes as they come in through.
But then it's exciting at the same time. What's around the next corner?
What's around the next corner? And that's for the children. It's the excitement. They get to this point and, you know, there's more nutcrackers, no presents, but they're thinking, oh, what's happening here?
Oh, yeah.
And it's just the inclusion of colour, size. We're hoping to get a few 3-foot balloons in before we finish today.
Yeah.
Coming down from the ceiling. But yeah, it's just making it functional, nice walk area, considering people have got prams.
Yeah.
And again, nice areas where you can walk and change the direction.
It's just magical. I got another nutcracker hidden behind there.
Yeah, so it's simplistic characters, but again, if this had been a build that I was being paid to do, because I'm not being paid to do this is a develop opportunity, not just for those that are coming, but for myself.
Yeah.
And I've learned a hell of a lot over the last 2 days. I've probably learned more in the last 2 days than I have this entire year.
Yeah.
And that includes all the Disney jobs we did and working with several other people. I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about what my team is capable of, and they stepped up in so many ways. What I enjoyed today more than anything was actually giving people a picture and saying, make that. No recipe, no sizes, just make that, and they've made it.
Yeah.
You know, and it gets people out of their comfort zone, asking that question, how big is that balloon? Oh, it's 5 inch or 7 inch. We need to start getting balloon artists thinking more.
Yeah.
Because when they start thinking more, they start looking at ideas, looking at possibilities, and that's what helps them move forward. And if it helps them move forward, their business moves forward.
Yeah.
So we walk through here.
I love the stars on the presents.
Yeah, just a cameo.
Yeah.
You know, it just provides an extra texture, iridescent shred.
Yeah.
Gets everywhere. What we have here is, don't tell anybody, there's going to be 2 Santas.
There's only one Santa. Everybody.
There's always been problems with queues for the last 3 years in this event. What we've tried to do at this point is the chief elf will be guiding, advising the elf to take them forward or to the right or to the left. So if they go through this area, the first elf will take them through.
It's going to be interesting.
And into the first grotto.
Sorry, let me step over here. Wow, yeah.
So their exit then, there's still some work in there, their exit will be this point and out when the scaffolding's moved.
Yeah.
So that will be controlled by the elves who are volunteers.
Of course. Oh,
hiya, Pauline.
Here's one of the elves.
Yeah, it's one of the elves. The second elf for the second grotto will come back after they've shown the young child and their family out. Will come to this point, pick up the person, stand by the door and say, if you go through.
All right.
So it's the illusion of there's nothing here.
There, yeah.
If you go through, it's literally going to be 0.4 of a second.
Yeah.
But their focus is, if you just go through this door here, and he'll guide them through. And again, just to be cleaned up, we have a Santa's Grotto at this point.
That's a great little grotto with it.
Yeah,
that's
and
fantastic.
even got the kind of fires.
Fireplace and fires.
Yeah. So when they come out to this point, again, you buy the entrance. You can't see anything there because of the drapes coming down, so you just generally go out.
That's absolutely amazing. Well, Stuart, thank you very much for showing us that. You've made something magical. I can't think of another word to describe it. It's absolutely
I think
magical.
the guys that have been on the 2 days have made that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I hope they can actually take this and move it forward in their own businesses.
Yeah. Stuart, thank you very much for letting us do this.
Thank you, Greg.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Pleasure.
That's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. See you next time. Bye.